I just got done with probably 10 minutes of talking to myself on the computer, and it turns out that you didn't get any of it. So, let's try this again. I'm sitting here scantily clad, as it were, because I wanted to make sure that you saw a couple of things. One, how really big I am when I talk about my size, and that I did indeed go through surgery. You can see all my scars, minus the band-aid. I lost one of the patches. I believe this is the largest one. This is where they took my stomach pouch out. As you can see, I'm very wide. I carry a lot of my weight in the front, and because of that, I've had some special issues that other people don't necessarily have. I've had problems with walking. I can't walk. I have arthritis and sleep apnea, which are not just fat people issues. I've been very blessed. I don't have a lot of medical problems. I had a great hospital and a great doctor, an anesthesiologist. In fact, they jumped through a few hoops for me in the last couple of days. I was allowed to take in my good luck charm, a marble that I had made. I have a torch out on my patio, and I make glass. I work with glass, I rework it, I turn it into pretty things. And I took this marble because I tend to take a piece of glass with me everywhere, just in general. But this one, because it shouldn't exist. Like me, it shouldn't be here. It's two different pieces of glass, two different types of glass, one inside another, beautiful soft teal aqua color that was heated up to a molten stage with enough clear glass around it that as the clear glass on the outside cooled and set, the inside was still hot. And as it started to cool, the teal colored glass started to break and fracture. And it should have broken the marble in pieces because they're incompatible. But it didn't. And by not breaking, it defied the laws of physics. I'm the same way. Because I only have arthritis and sleep apnea, I shouldn't be this healthy. I never reached 5 feet 2 inches in my socks. I'm short. I'm petite. I have a hard time at the dentist because my jaw is so small. And yet I was over 600 pounds, and I don't have any long-lasting problems. I don't have any medical issues that are going to define who I am or what I'm going to be able to do in the future when I lose weight. So like that marble, I shouldn't be here in the condition I am, and I believe that I was watched over by God. Absolutely. I took a college course a few years ago called Faith and Philosophy, and it didn't deal with any specific religion or faith. It just discussed the theology and the theory between a higher power and our race getting to where we are on our own through nature and science. And scientists have figured, I believe it was 10 billion or 10 trillion to the 24th power that we got here on our own, without any help, without any intervening from a higher power to nudge us back on the right path when we would stray. And that's just way too astronomical a number for me to believe that we got here on our own. I don't care how arrogant we are as a people. I believe in God, whoever he or she may be. I don't know that they have a gender, so as a woman, I tend to think in terms of women. I practice my faith. I live with it every day. I say my prayers, I say grace when I remember. And I have people I practice it with. I've surrounded myself with good people in my life. I moved to Oregon after my daughter was born. She's about to make me a grandma any day now. She's due on Halloween, which is strangely appropriate. I moved up there for 19 years. I spent most of it in Salem, Oregon. And I made a family there. I have a great family. My husband's family's up there for the most part. And I am the oldest of 6 siblings. Not all of us are genetically related, but it doesn't matter. Step and half are just words. They don't define who we are as a family. In-laws don't define who we are as a family. So I went to Oregon and I created my own family. I brought in people who became my chosen sisters and friends that became brothers to me, in addition to the one I've been blessed with. And though I came home, they're still a part of my life every day. Robin and Shauna and Jeff and Rick, you know who you are. But here I've done the same thing. I've chosen people who have stood by my side and have been good to me, who've chosen to walk through this path with me. Because family is not the people who occasionally pop into your life and ask how you're doing or send a Christmas card or a small gift each year. It's the people who see you every day, who watch you at your best and at your worst and still choose to stand by your side and claim you as their own. And I've surrounded myself with people like that. Good people who see me in all my glory and see me at my worst and still say they know me. So I've got people in my life every day who I share God with and I fellowship with, and we share the days. And when you get out of surgery from something like this, I found that I've needed them more than ever. Physically, I can get out of bed, but I can't go much further than that. I haven't been able to get in a shower. And so I've relied on my family for help. And I don't feel like it's a burden, because I know that in my own way, I've let them lean on me equally as much. And we have expectations of each other, because that's what families do. You expect family to be there for you. So before this, leading up to this, and on the backside of this, though I'm just at the apex on the way down after surgery, I've needed my family. I've vented to them. I've yelled and I've screamed. I've taken out bad attitudes on bad days on them, and they still love me. So surround yourself with good people. Understand that you're going to come through this with some dents and some bruises and some scars, but it is so worth it. So worth it. I feel loved every day without being told, and I feel free to express that love every day because the people that I'm with let me. By society's standards, I would not be considered a beautiful person or even an attractive person. But the fact is, society is a bunch of people who are, for the most part, afraid to stand up on their own. We don't get societal norms because people agree this is how things should be. We get societal norms, what's considered normal, because a few people stand up and say this is what should be regular, this is what should be normal, and everybody else is too scared to stand up and argue it, or they're not heard because they're not yelling loud enough. We vote on things that seem popular, and people go around campaigning and telling us what we should think. If you put 1,000 people in the same room and ask questions, you're going to come up with a general consensus because they're going to listen to whoever's talking the loudest. But if you ask them all independently, you're going to get 1,000 different answers. And so I'm not what society would consider beautiful, but it doesn't matter because I think I'm beautiful. I think I'm strong, and I'm friendly, and I'm assertive, and I'm capable, and I'm smart. And my family shares that opinion. Of course, they tell me when I'm being brain dead, stupid, and conceited, or obnoxious. But that's what family's for. They're supposed to keep you real. And it's family that'll tell you the truth. They won't sugarcoat it. They won't say what you want to hear to make you feel better. The people who love me tell me I'm beautiful, and that I count, and that I matter, and that I'm important. And in response, I do the same thing. Like I said, my daughter's about to make me a grandmother. She's due on Halloween. But somehow I'm raising a 14-year-old helping too. An obnoxious git. He's a boy, and he's black, which normally wouldn't matter, like my version of family. It's not what relates you, but he likes to make a point of saying, if I don't understand or if I'm in direct opposition to him, that it's a black thing. I can't have the last slice of watermelon. Watermelon's for black people, don't I know? And any red Kool-Aid and grape juice and fried chicken. His dad's in the kitchen frying up a mess of chicken wings right now for him to take to a French club or a French class party. Why he's taking fried chicken is beyond me. French fries, maybe I could understand, but fried chicken to a French class? But yeah, it's a black thing. So I've got an obnoxious kid who helps keep me on my toes. And I've got family who keep me on my toes. And I've got a daughter who's ready to pop, who's keeping me on my toes. And I've got a lot that's propelling me forward and reminding me that I'm on this path, but I'm not on it alone. So when you start something like this, make sure you're surrounded by good people. Make sure you feel the best you can. You're in the best mindset you can be. Because this can play a trip on you. Make sure you've got something tangible to hold on to remind you that you're special and you're unique and you're fabulous and you're worth it, even if it's just a marble. And then pick the best people along the way, the best doctors, the best hospital you can. Just make sure you're not alone. Because it doesn't have to be. Sam is my rock right now, and he went through this surgery in 2003, so I've got somebody who understands, who really gets it. And while I haven't had any of the side effects that can come with this, he had every single one of them. So I remind myself every day that I'm blessed just that much more. Find people to keep you company and hold you up on the days when you have trouble, and are willing to stand there and say, this is my person and they're my family and I'm loved. I'll talk to you later.